So I get the tickets and I'm freaking out. The first thing I do is call my friend Daryl, and you know, cause he had been clowning me because he went just to see Unbreakable, and you know, he clowned me because I couldn't see Unbreakable, and then he was clowning me a couple of months ago because I couldn't see this one. So I was just like, hey, I got my tickets and I'm going and I'm riding with you on the train. We get in the train, you know, we talk about Janet, we talk about life, you know, we try to catch up. And then we get to the Phillips Arena. They hadn't even let people in from where the MARTA station is. They wouldn't let people in just then. So we get in, we go find our seats. Daryl and his homegirl, they were, I don't know where they were, but they were far away from where I was. You know, the tickets I got, you know, they was, you know, $65. You know, they nosebleeds, you know, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I'm seeing behind the stage. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, does something ever happen and you just be like, this ain't my life. I'm thankful, but this is not what it is. And so that's exactly how I was feeling in that particular moment. Like, this is not what it is. This isn't gonna happen. I can't sit here. So as I'm sitting there, my friend Derek texts me on Facebook and he goes, you know, Joey's downstairs and he's giving out ticket upgrades. And I'm just like, whatever, you know, I got nothing to lose, so I'm gonna go ahead. You know, I'm happy. I'm thankful. You know, I'm upstairs and I'm jamming and I'm singing.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here.
I'm having a good time to the DJ, but I'm sitting there looking at the back of this stage and I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't it. So I go downstairs and I was just like, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do one little lap. And if I see Joey, if I see Gil, whatever, you know, so be it. And if not, I still got my ticket. So, you know, alright, cool, I'm gonna go, you know, I'm going to try. So I walk around less than 3 minutes and then I see this light-skinned bald-headed dude. And then I see him, you know, surrounded maybe like by 2 or 3 other guys. You know, and they're talking to him and asking him questions. And I'm just like, just go say something, you know? Asking for a picture or something, you know? Like, I'm scared. Because I'm just like, I don't know how friendly this guy is. Because, you know, you look at the pictures of Joey, but you see him in person, you know, he's a little intimidating. You know, he's like a short Vin Diesel. Like, you know? So, I kind of passed by and I was like, are you Joey? And he was like, yeah, that's me. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I kind of walked and I was thinking, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to do. You know, like I was feeling like hella awkward. So I was just, you know, so he talked to some other dude, the other dude went away. And then, you know, Joey and I kind of made eye contact and I was just like, hey, I was like, I'm sorry I'm being weird, you know? I'm just happy to like see you. And he's like, here by yourself? And I was just like, yeah. So he was like, take this. So he handed me this and it looked exactly like this, a raggedy piece of paper. And I'm just like, okay, well, what is this? And he goes, well, this is tickets to the 5th row. I'm like, 5th row? You mean like I can have this? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, man, when I tell you, I wasn't trying to talk to nobody. I wasn't gonna go back upstairs and talk to the girl that I was, you know, mingling with or whatever. I ain't grabbed no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I'm talking about when I tell you, I went to the front, but I didn't really know. I just was just like, you know, 5th row, weird. So, you know, I walk a little closer, you know, and I think it was like on the first top tier or something like that. And then the lady was just like, no, you gotta go down those stairs. So I'm thinking, okay, well, 5th row, kind of like, you know, behind, you know, the seated section up front. And then when I talked to the next lady, she's like, oh, no, you need to go down there. So the next thing you know, like I'm on the floor and I'm like, you mean like 5th row? 5th row? You know? So I get there, you know, I'm still holding it. I don't know. Can you see it? It's kind of... Okay, well you can't see it. But anyway, so, you know, so I get up there and the next thing you know, I'm like looking around and I'm just like, wow.
Kitty, kitty, baby, get her things to rest. Cause you done treat it like a 68 dress. Diamonds and nothing when I'm rockin' with you. Diamonds and nothing when I'm shining with you. Just keep me white and black as if I'm the sister. I'm too good to hop around, time I get better. I know I get wow, wow, wow.
like right here. And I'm looking how close I am to the stage, and I'm just like, dang, like, and Janet's gonna be right there, and nobody was happier than me in that moment. So when I get to my seats, you know, I'm with these people and I'm telling them, you know, how I got my tickets and how I got the upgrade, and they're looking at me like, you punk, because I spent like a couple of G's, get this laminated going, you know, backstage, get the hospitality. You can see the hate in their eyes for a few of them. You can see just like, yo, oh, so you just gonna spend like $0 and then you get 5th row and I done spent a couple of checks, you know? Look, slightly favored. It is what it is. At this point, you know, I'm just in the state of, I don't understand why at this moment this is my life. Like, it was so beautiful just for me to have loved Janet forever, and then now I'm gonna get to see her in concert and get to see her do her thing. Okay, I'm good. So, lights go down, state of the world, the knowledge, you know, and I'm sitting, like I'm standing there, and I'm not making too many videos or anything like that, because this is the thing. There's no way that I wait for this moment my entire life. I'm gonna be behind the camera the entire time and miss living in this particular moment. I'm not gonna miss that. So, you know, I made a couple of videos of just me getting hype and having a good time, but I wasn't gonna spend my entire time behind the camera. There's no way that I was gonna miss living in this particular moment. The show starts, and you know, I'm watching and I'm looking at Janet, and I'm looking at, you know, the queen of pop, the empress of pop, whatever you wanna call her. I'm looking at her and I'm just like, at first, like, I'm not moving, I'm mesmerized. Like, wow, she's here, I'm here. Everybody's here. The energy, it was so good. It was so nice. Everybody was having such a good time. It wasn't no mess, it wasn't no drama, wasn't nobody fighting, anything like that. State of the world, the knowledge, it's, you know, watching the intro on the screen. I think everybody was loving the part where, you know, guy says,
there is no human being superior to any other human being on the face of this earth.
That resonated with people, you know, because Atlanta, you know, it's just a big black city. So you got all these black folks in here. It's just like, yes, like, we don't feel that way either. You know, like, Janet was pulling at everybody's heartstrings. But, you know, it wasn't just black folks. And there's black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese, all that. Everybody was there because we love Janet, and we just wanted to have that love, you know, and love on each other. So this is what happened. So I'm gonna just be straight up when I cried the first time. I mean, I pretty much cried like 95% of the show. But, you know, so I'm sitting there and I'm just having a good time. So, you know, get the point. Good, let's dance.
Get the point. Good. Let's dance.
So then the next thing you know, Burn It Up comes on. Now, I'm just happy because of that song. My favorite part of that song is Missy, you know. Is this your jam, not do your dance? You know, like, that's my favorite part of the song. So I was ready to see Janet get up there. You know, I'm watching like the background dancers behind the silhouette, you know, striking them poses, and like, oh, I was getting every ounce of my life. Is the camera shaking? Oh my bad, I'm sorry. You chill out. But I was literally getting every ounce of my life just watching it, you know. So here comes Missy's part of the song. I pull out my camera, you know, I'm not on stage, I'm not looking at the stage at this particular moment. I'm just on my camera, you know, just doing my thing. This your jam, you know, got to pull in the lady beside me. She looked at me like, okay, I'll dance with you real quick. So I'll show you the video where I'm jamming, just having a good time, and then I look up and you'll notice me, notice Missy, and then I completely lose it. I lose it. Because you got Janet, you got me, you know, and these are two pioneers of music, you know, Missy and Timberland, like they changed music. Janet Jackson changed music. There's nobody like these people. So when I'm looking at the stage and I see them both there, and at first I didn't even notice because I heard the crowd going crazy. I thought they were just getting hyped because I was hyped. So I thought, you know, I didn't know Missy was there. So when I look up and I see Missy, I completely lose my shit. There's no nicer way to say that. And it was phenomenal. I think that was the point where I think I cried for like the most of the rest of the show.
Hey, 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 hey. That this your damn not do your name. That damn not do your name. Hey, 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 hey.
Oh my gosh, like I can't think of anything else outside of being with my family, any other moments that were like just that freeing and liberating, and it's great. So I hear that there were supposed to be other people that were supposed to show up. I heard that J. Cole was supposed to come. I heard that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard he's supposed to come. But the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta, what ended up happening with them is they had this big blackout. There's all this drama going on, so no flights were coming in or leaving out. So, you know, who knows if J. Cole was actually really coming or not, but that would have been pretty dope. That would have been too much for me. I'm a big J. Cole fan also, since Friday Night Lights. Yeah, big fan. Wait, push pause. So before I continue, we were in Atlanta. So I think after Burn It Up, I'm sitting down, I'm like, now I know that smell. So these folk done sparked up the blunt, start passing the blunt at the Janet concert. Come on, Atlanta, y'all got to do better. I wouldn't expect anything less actually, but come on, like really? Like really? I got a kick out of that one right there. I was just like, well dang, because I was sitting there, I hit the girl, I was like, do you smell it? Welcome to Atlanta. I'm not gonna like review the entire concert. I think y'all pretty much know. At this point, I'm sure you've seen clips and this and that, but what I can talk about is me. It felt good to finally be there, to be with the people, to be with a bunch of strangers that you don't know, but having this beautiful experience through music, through art, through performing. And let me tell you that Janet danced her butt off. You hear me? Janet Jackson danced. And at some point, you know, I was watching, like, it's so intricate. She's so intricate with everything she does. Of course, you know, I've watched all the DVDs and concerts and interviews and this and that, and I watched everything that she does. But seeing her in person and really seeing like the work that she puts into it is freaking amazing. It's Joe Jackson. Come on now. Daddy Joe ain't play about that. And you can see, you know, with her brother, with her brothers, you know, you can see that professionalism, and that's what I loved watching the most. It's just really getting to see a Jackson be a Jackson on stage, and she's running it. Beautiful female, you know, she's doing it. Everybody seems to have the same highlights, you know. Together Again was another time where I completely lost it, you know, crying. Just, you know, I lost one of my best friends in 2014, so I think about them all the time. I don't listen to Together Again actually at all because I don't, you know, I can't deal with it. But I was there and I was with Janet, you know, singing Together Again, and everybody's jumping and having a good time and singing it and thinking about the loved ones that they lost to whatever that they, you know, that they lost them to. You know, so I'm sitting there and, you know, I tried to make a video, but it just, y'all never see that one. Nah, because super ugly cry just thinking about, you know, my best friend Ramon. Like I miss him every day of my life, and that's one thing. Like I wish I could have called him like, let me tell you about seeing Janet. Like, oh my gosh, I would have loved to have done that, you know. If I know him, he'd been right there with me anyway. So it was really good, you know. Together Again, and of course, what about that intro? Like I'm just sitting there, like when I listen to the intro, y'all ever been at church and, you know, somebody singing, you know, just one of them really deep songs. Usually, like when I'm at church, there's a song called More Than Anything, you know, I love you, Jesus, I worship and adore you. I don't really go to church like that no more, but I'm just saying, like, you know, when you standing there, you listen to the song and you holding the back of the chair because you trying not to just holler and cry. Like, that's what it was like watching that intro. Janet's kind of standing there with this look in her eyes, and you know, you can tell she's sad and she's smearing her makeup, and it's, you know, and I'm standing there and I'm just like holding the back of this chair, you know, knowing to an extent what that's like, being in situations, being in relationships when people try to, you know, mentally manipulate you, you know, try to hurt you. You know, mental abuse is abuse, and people don't really seem to understand that. And you know, I just got out of a, you know, a similar situation where I could see that that's where it was going, but I was strong enough to recognize that don't do it, bruh. Then Janet says, you know, don't let anyone try to manipulate you, you know, control you or abuse you.
Don't ever let anyone try to control you, manipulate you, or abuse you.
And then, you know, there's What About? And I've listened to that song, I can't even tell you how many times I've listened to it, but to see it being performed and seeing Janet up there on stage reliving, you know, whatever it is that she had went through in her life, and I'm reliving what I went through in my life, you know, where she's trying to sing but she can't sing, you know, she has the microphone and, you know, she's looking down and she's crying, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to sing with her, but I'm crying with her too. Because I know what it's like to have that brokenness and having, you know, bad relationships and being hurt over and over and over again, and having someone don't realize, you know, they're trying to not necessarily do right, but it's just, you know, what about the times you lied? And what about the times you said nobody was gonna want me? What about all that shit? You know, it was therapy. I think Janet had a big group therapy session with everybody at the Phillips Arena. I definitely benefited from it. It was something else.